Thing that I was thinking about this morning about my grandma and something she said to me. Y'all, let me just tell you a story. And y'all let me share a couple of things about when I was a little girl and all the things I used to question and wonder about, okay? Let me make sure my ringer off because that's how yesterday got interrupted. I had a phone call come in. Okay. So when I was a little girl, I think it was from my birth, from the moment I was born, I always felt people. I always felt deeply connected and felt for others, right? So when I was a little girl, I stayed crying, y'all. I stayed crying about just everything. And I remember my grandma used to say, you can't say boo around her. And she'd start crying because she was right. I used to cry about everything. I remember just trying my best not to listen to stories about suffering when people were suffering because I couldn't take it. I couldn't deal with it. So I remember one time, y'all, distinctly sitting in, so at my grandma's house upstairs, you walk down this hallway and then you go straight. If you go straight to her, it would be her room, or in my grandfather's room. To the left would be one bedroom and to the right would be another bedroom. And I remember one morning sitting in the room to the right, which was over the years, it had been different people's rooms, but mainly it was Tasha's room. So I remember sitting on the floor and there was like just this little part of a wall right by the closet that I was sitting in. And I was sitting like this, y'all, with my knees up and my knees to my chest and my head was down and I was just crying. And I feel it right now, just getting into this position. I feel that emotion that was coming up. And I remember Mama, my grandma, was sitting in the room and I was just crying away. And what I was crying about was there was a family that I had grew up with. Basically, they grew up like not far from my grandma's house. There was some projects and they grew up over in the projects. And I remember growing up with the brother and his little sisters and being at the park all the time and seeing them. But anyway, what happened was there was this huge house fire. And in that house fire, the family died in the house fire, all except the one brother who was my age, who I knew very well. I grew up with him. And I just remember not being able to handle it. Like every day, I just asked why, like, why would God let that happen to them? Why did this happen? And I remember y'all sitting there just crying about it and my grandma. And I know that her words came from a place of like really not wanting to see me struggle or see me hurt. I know that's where her words came from, but y'all, she used to be hardcore sometimes to try to get us to get up out of some stuff. So she said to me, I had my head down and I was telling her how I just keep thinking about the little girls and their smiles. And I keep thinking about the family and how they may have tried to get out and couldn't get out. Like I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I remember her saying to me, she said, you worry about stuff too much. And I was sitting there listening to her. And then she said, and you ain't Jesus. You can't save everybody. And she said, if you could save everybody, we wouldn't need Jesus. And I remember having my head down, just thinking about it, y'all, and still crying. And I just felt real resistance and rebellious to her statement to me. But I wouldn't say that to her, But I was just thinking like, I'm not Jesus, but I'm going to try to be just like Jesus. Like, I'm going to try to save people. Like, if that is inside of my control, I'm going to try to save people, right? So my grandma saying that to me, telling me that I wasn't Jesus, just like I've always thought about that when I think about just how much I feel for people and how much I just want to help and do for people and just really, really having this genuine love for deep love for people, right, y'all? So saying all that to say that I remember her saying that to me, but also recognizing that she said that out of a place of like wanting me to recognize that I can't save everybody. But that's why I do these morning breaths, y'all. Because to me, in my mind, if I know that people are struggling or hurting or suffering, or if there's anything within my power that I can do, then that's where my heart goes to. That's where my energy shifts to. I don't sit in this space of like, oh, woe is me, or all these problems are going on. I just go straight to, oh, what can I do? What can I do to help? And that's really why I think I do most of the things I do, because I just can't sit still. I can't sit still in that feeling. It's almost like when I feel stuff, y'all, I gotta like let it move through me, and then I gotta take action. And I recognize I need to be wise with, what I take action about. I recognize that I can't do everything, but to me, it's like, if it's in my power and if there's some information that I can share or something I can share that helped me, then I'm just going to share it so it can help others, y'all. So appreciating my grandma, missing my grandma. And y'all know what else she used to say to me when I be in pain or in sadness. She said, you know what? You go ahead, feel what you feel, and then you need to get up and keep moving. Oh, I miss that woman so much. So I just wanted to share that with y'all today. Like, I recognize that I'm not Jesus. I'm not, my husband always called me a savior though. He'd be like, you everybody's savior. But I recognize that I'm not a savior, but it kind of gets me crazy sometimes thinking about, because if you think about it, it's like, on one hand, we're socialized or taught to believe that we need to be like Jesus. And then we're also taught that we're an extension of God, or we're made in his image. You know, and that's what I did a lot, y'all. I question things a lot. You know, I question, and then people be like, oh, you can't question God, or you can't question this. But y'all, I did a lot of questioning, and I'm still doing some questioning about all that. So I don't know if I can just align with just, I'm not Jesus, but I'm supposed to be like Jesus, right? And what Jesus was really about. And Jesus was really about people, right, y'all? Not, you know, arguing and fighting over, you know, what somebody else sin is or what somebody else doing wrong. So that's my focus. And I appreciate y'all letting me share and taking this walk with me into my story keeping, these stories that I have inside of me. I don't ever want to let my personal stories go unremembered or become dormant. I don't want to ever do that, because I want to keep everything flowing. I want to keep the memories flowing, even the ones that hurt. I'm going to keep them flowing, because that's a part of who I am and who my ancestors were, right? All right, y'all, I went way over my time. I'm sorry about that. But I got class with these students. They're doing some presentations, and I'm excited for it. So y'all have a good Thursday, and I'm going to see y'all on Friday. All right.